Hey everybody, I want to tell you about a conversation I had the other day. I was talking to somebody and I asked her about music ministry and if she was working on an album right now. And what she said was that she had been working on one some time ago and she had kind of let it go. And she said that if she was to pick it back up now, she would have to start from scratch because the place that she was in when she wrote the last album, that's not the same place that she's in right now. And I was encouraging her and I was saying that sometimes our stories, we feel like they're not going to be relevant for where God is taking us. But really, our stories are not about us. So I encouraged her. I said, you know what? Even some of those songs, perhaps you haven't released them because God, you haven't gotten the full revelation of what God meant by those words. And you may not be a songwriter or singer or musician, but your life has a song. And I want to encourage you that at some point your song is going to become relevant. And it may not even be relevant for somebody that's in your life right now, but it may be for somebody who's going to be in your life in the future. And the Bible tells us in Revelation that the testimony of Jesus bears the spirit of prophecy. So even if you're not in the same place that you were in when you experienced that testimony, listen, hold on to that thing. And at some point you're going to tell that story to somebody and you're going to be able to tell them, this is what God did for me. This is where I was when this took place, or this is where I was when I wrote this life song. But God brought me out and I got the victory. And because God is not a respecter of persons, but He's a respecter of principle, I want to let you know that what God did for me, He'll do for you. And as I share this story, or as I share this song, you can know that this is also your prophetic word. My testimony is your prophetic word. That happened to me years ago. I think it was back in 2010. I had a dream and it was a song. And I remember I woke up in the morning and I was asking my family after church, I was saying, who sings this song? Because it was still stuck with me. And I was asking everyone, who sings this? Because I could not believe that a song that was in my dream was still in my mind. I didn't forget it. And everyone was saying, we don't know whose song it is, but that's beautiful. We got to find it. The next week at church, at rehearsal for the worship team, I happened to be in the building. And I said, guys, I'm going to sing this song to you. Jump in wherever you can. And we started singing. Somebody else who was a volunteer, she was in the building. She said, listen, where is that song from? I've got to go and purchase that album. And what it was a song that was in my dream. And for years, friends of mine who are in the music industry, they were saying, listen, you got to give this song to this person or that person, or, can I record it? And I was like, nah. And they were saying, listen, you got to record it. And I was saying, nah. And I've been thinking about it recently as now opportunities have opened up. But I was thinking about how that song, it did not become relevant until this past year. And it looked like so much was falling apart, but God made those words relevant. And I say that only to back up what I said in the beginning. Your song, your life story is going to be relevant at some point. You may not know why God took you through some things and had you learn some things, but just hold on, because it's going to be relevant to you and it's going to take you to the next level. And it's going to be relevant for somebody else. I often say, why in the world did they make us learn algebra? When am I ever going to use this? But it's the same thing for your story. Why did God take me through this? Why did God have me experience these things? Not only for you, so that you can be reminded of what God has done in the past, but for somebody else. So get ready, because God's going to publish your life song. He's going to publish that glory that's all over your life. And just be ready to release those things. Don't hold on to them and don't bury them. Don't bury those things that God gave you, because they're going to be used to bless somebody else, and it's going to bless you in return. Plant that seed. Peace.